and welcome to today's edition of the News in Brief. In the headlines, Minister designate for Trade pledges to ensure industries go green. Junior high school student leads mob to assault teacher. And 16 perish on Accra-Kumasi highway accident. News in Brief is brought to you by
Graphic Communication is giving you the opportunity to have news not only in hard copy but also in a digital form. Download your Graphic News Plus now and choose your preferred package daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, and access free news on various interest areas as well. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news.
And now the news in brief. The Minister designate for Trade and Industry, Alan Tremanting, says he will collaborate with other sector ministries to ensure that industries in Ghana go green. He said this when he appeared before the Appointment Committee of Parliament on Friday for vetting as part of his appointment condition.
Mr. Chairman, as we know, globally, the world is going green, and we are following that developmental trajectory and that development path. And we are working in collaboration with other sector ministries to ensure that we also go green in terms of our industrialization plan and efforts. But to a large extent, because we are driving a policy and program that is supporting the private sector, to intervene in these areas, and not government itself making the investments. It also, to a large extent, depends on what we are discussing with our private sector collaborators. But as part of the environmental assessment that is done, that is a major part of what the industrial transformation plan calls for. And it's in all areas, including green energy and other aspects of the green revolution.
The Appointment Committee of Parliament also vetted 2 more ministerial nominees on Friday. They are Ebenezer Kojokum and Otrida Mensa for Religious and Chieftaincy Affairs and Western Region.
The issue about regulating churches is a very dicey one because of the provisions in the Constitution that guarantees freedom of worship, association, etc. When priests or members of religious bodies receive salaries, they are supposed to pay income on those salaries. The law is clear on that one. Churches are also allowed to register under our Companies Act as companies limited by guarantee. So that is the provision of the law. But to ask them to pay taxes based on the other work that they do, which is unrelated to their religious activities, that one, the law permits those payments to be made. Thank you.
First and foremost, I believe that ever since oil was discovered about 10 years ago, there have been high expectations. But I believe that community leaders, chiefs, and the rest have been able to educate the community to appreciate that the oil is not for only Western regions, for all of us, like the same way gold in Obuasi, Western region, and other places have become for everybody. In the same way we train people, they move from one part of the country to another to serve. It's for all Ghanaians. That education, I believe, have gone down well. However, I do believe that we should use this opportunity to continue to train more of our young men to have the capacity to play a part not only in the oil and gas industry, but in other industries in the country, so that if oil is not there today, they can still continue to live their lives in a more proper way. So I believe that it's continuous engagement that matter, and the ability of government to continue to invest in the region, which the government over the years have been able to do so.
Teachers in the southern cluster of schools within the Accra Municipal Assembly have withdrawn their services after a student of the Municipal 2 Junior High School led a gang of young men to beat up a teacher in retaliation of being punished by the teacher.
The teacher, Mr. Moses Onyamiasem, was beaten after he punished a student for loitering whilst the class was in session. The Municipal Director of Education, Ms. Justina Jaba, said the student and some of his mates were asked by their mathematics teacher to be on their feet for some minutes after they had failed to present their homework. The student, however, stormed out of the class and was loitering when Mr. Onyamiasem stopped him. When the teacher attempted to discipline the boy, he ran home, only to return with a gang of about 10 in a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter bus.
16 persons died Friday dawn in an accident near Accra-Kumasi on the Accra-Kumasi highway. The accident occurred when two Kia Grandbird buses collided head-on.
One of the buses was reportedly doing an overtaking and ran into the other one, according to eyewitnesses. Several others were injured and were sent to the Suhum Government Hospital and the Accra-Kumasi Health Center for treatment. The bodies of the deceased have been deposited at the Suhum Government Hospital.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you again on Monday with another edition. Stay safe and protect yourself from COVID-19. For more news, visit graphic.com.gh or log on to Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube as Graphic GH. I am Juliet Echansafo.